So welcome students. Today we are going to study a very important topic in machine learning, that is regularization in ML part 1. So basically, first of all we will see what is regularization in this particular presentation, and in this first part of regularization lecture we will study the concept of ridge regression, and in the second part we will see about the second type of regularization technique. So in part 1 now today we are going to see whether and how actually the regularization in machine learning is important. So we can say that one of the major aspects of training your machine learning model is avoiding overfitting. Actually we agree that this particular overfitting concept, that means providing too many several features or too many attributes to the machine model, actually confuses the machine model. So we can say that to avoid this particular overfitting problem, actually overfitting problem is nothing but giving the machine model too many attributes or too many features, due to which the machine model gets confused. So to avoid this, basically there are the aspects of the training should be that the overfitting should be avoided. The training aspects should be such that the we can say the overfitting problem should be avoided. The machine model will have a low accuracy if it is overfitting. Obviously, if the model is overfitted or too much attributes are provided to the machine model, then obviously the model is will be having a low accuracy. So this happens because your model is trying too hard to capture the noise in your training data set. So basically what will happen is the machine model will basically try too hard to capture the noise in the training data set. So that is why generally this particular type of model which will be trained, it will have a low accuracy because of this particular problem of the overfitting. By noise, what we mean? By noise we mean the data points that don't really represent the true properties of your data, but the random chance learning such data points makes your model more flexible at the risk of overfitting. So we can say that those data points which are not necessarily actually required in the, we can say, training data set, and that particular training data in that particular training data set, actually those data points do not play any important role. So we can say that such type of noise, actually by this particular type of noise we mean data points which are not actually required, and those that don't represent the data set, those are belonging to the particular noise. So learning such data points makes the model more flexible at the risk of overfitting. So what should be the motive? Actually the motive should be to avoid the data points, because if we learn these data points, or learning such data points, or making the machine learn these data points will actually make the machine model flexible, but at the risk of overfitting. Actually the machine model will have many attributes, but those attributes are not actually required, and making the machine learn those attributes will basically although make the machine model flexible, but at the risk of overfitting problem. Now here we will focus on a technique that helps in avoiding the overfitting problem and also increasing the model interpretability. So how our model machine model basically interpret in a better way? It will be possible by avoiding this major problem of overfitting, which is basically nothing but providing too many features, and due to this the noise is basically observed in the data set, because here those data points are generally we can say actually those data points are also get included which actually do not represent the true properties of the data. So this is basically we can say that should be avoided for our machine models better performance and to increase the machine models interpretability. For that we have a technique called as regularization technique. Now what is regularization? This is a form of regression basically that constrains or regularizes or shrinks the coefficient estimates towards 0. Actually if any particular regression, if it is shrinking or it is minimizing the coefficient estimates towards 0, then this type of regression will be called as regularization regression. In other words, this technique discourages learning a more complex or flexible model so as to avoid the risk of overfitting. This is a very simple concept of regularization, that actually this technique does not support the learning of a machine model to become a complex or flexible machine model, because if a machine model is complex or flexible, it will be there will be a risk that overfitting problem may be observed over there. So this particular regularization technique discourages, or it does not support learning a more complex or flexible model so as it may avoid the risk of overfitting, or the overfitting problem may be avoided. Now, actually regularization techniques are of two types. Two types of regressions are generally observed. The major two categories of regularization are ridge regression and lasso regression, but here we will in this particular presentation we will first see the ridge regression. And now we will just recall the linear regression technique. Simple relation for linear regression looks like this, that is y is equals to beta 0 plus beta 1 x1 plus beta 2 x2 plus beta p xp and so on. So here capital Y represents the learned relation, and beta is actually representing the coefficient estimates for different variables of predictors x. X is the variable, and or we can say predictors, and beta is the coefficient estimates, and capital Y is the learned relation. Now, the fitting procedure involves a loss function. This is a very important concept, that is of loss function. Loss function is a very important concept if we talk about regularization techniques in ML, and basically what is this loss function that we will see in our forthcoming slides. The fitting procedure involves a loss function known as residual sum of squares. Actually this loss function is nothing but we can say it is a residual sum of squares, or RSS. The coefficients are chosen such that they minimize this loss function. So we can say that coefficient and loss function, these are basically inversely proportional, and as soon as we can say if we increase the coefficient value, so loss function decreases. As soon as we increase the coefficient value, the loss function gets decreased. So it is inversely proportional concept, and the fitting procedure involves a loss function known as residual sum of squares, RSS. Now this is the formula for RSS, residual sum of squares, which is basically summation of I equals to 1 to n yi minus beta 0 minus summation of bj xij whole square. Now this will adjust the coefficients based on your training data. Actually we have to adjust the coefficients data, because what happens actually, the coefficients magnitude, if it is reduced, then the machine model will be trained in a better form or better way, because the coefficients magnitude basically it should be reduced. If we have to basically take a particular, if we take a particular equation, then in that suppose 0.9 x1 plus plus 1.2 x2 plus 5 x3, suppose it is given. So 5 x3 is a bigger coefficient and 1.9 is a smaller coefficient, and 0.2 if we say, then it is more smaller coefficient. So that is okay, means if we talk about coefficients which are smaller, then that is okay, but if we talk about bigger coefficients, then they become a problem in the further calculations for the machine model, because see, basically the basic concept of regularization, the basic concept of regularization can be understood by this particular example, that suppose we have to calculate the value of, suppose for example 2 into 3, 2 into 3 we have to calculate. So simply we have a perception in our mind that actually 2 into 3 is equal to 6 only, and that we very easily calculate. We do not need any pen or paper for calculation of 2 into 3, or neither we need any type of calculator, because we know that 2 into 3 is equals to 6. But what if we have to perform a kind of multiplication like 599 into 899? Then in that case, obviously we'll need one pen or paper, or either we may need a calculator also for calculating such bigger values. So if such kind of bigger values, if they are applied on the data set, then for the further calculations over the so many values over there, actually the data set contains not only 10 or 100 records, it contains thousands of records, and if we have to apply basically these so many large values, or we can say so many larger numbers of coefficients to the data set having so many thousands of records, then in that case it is not possible to, it is not practically feasible for the data set to correctly classify, or we can say correctly give the results or the correct outcomes for the particular classification of the data set. So basically this regularization is meant for shrinking the learned estimates towards 0. So if there is a noise in the training data, or if it is means if the data set is overfitted, if the training data is overfitted and if there is a noise, then the estimated coefficients won't generalize well to the future data. The estimated coefficients basically will not provide a proper generalization for the future data. Future data means that which I explained right now, that if bigger values are applied to the thousands of records of the data set, then in that case the estimated coefficients will not generalize, basically means they will not give accurate results and they will not actually give the proper outcomes. So this is where the regularization comes in, and shrinks or regularizes these learned estimates towards 0. So if we regularize these learned estimates or coefficients to 0, towards 0, then what will happen? Loss function will be decreased, and this is how the we can say better results or better outcome may be achieved. So this is the major concept of, we can say, regularization. Above image shows ridge regression, where the RSS is modified by adding the shrinkage quantity. Now the coefficients are estimated by minimizing this function. Oh, sorry. Actually, in between I would like to explain about the loss function. What is the loss function? Actual value minus predicted value is the loss function. Actual value minus predicted value. That means if there is a line over here and this is the actual value, suppose this is the actual value, suppose there is a data set over here and this is a data point over here out of a particular data set, then if we map this particular point on this line, then basically here this will be the actual value and this will be the mapped on value will be the predicted value. So actually the difference between the actual value and the predicted value actually gives the loss function. This is actually the loss function. So basically this is the basic equation of ridge regression, and what does this perform? This is the basic equation for the ridge regression. Now we will try to understand what is basically the purpose of ridge regression. The increase in flexibility of a model is represented by increase in its coefficients, and if you want to minimize the above function, then these coefficients need to be small. So here basically we can say that to increase, if we basically minimize the above function, if we minimize this above function, then we can say that actually the coefficients for this will be smaller ones. So if you want to minimize the function, so coefficients which will be required will be the smaller ones. This is how the ridge regression technique prevents the coefficients from rising too high. Also notice that we shrink the estimated association of each variable with the response except the intercept beta 0. This intercept is a measure of the mean value of the response when xi1 is equals to xi2 is equals to xip is equals to 0. Actually this ridge regression technique and the loss function basically here actually lambda value is the Turing parameter that decides how much we want to penalize the flexibility of our basically the machine model. So now the coefficients are estimated by minimizing this function. Here lambda is the tuning parameter. Here in this particular equation, the lambda is the tuning parameter that basically there is a we can say loss function plus penalty that provides the flexibility to the model, that if particular loss function has occurred, then if the we can say if a particular loss function has occurred, then to compensate the loss, a certain penalty is generally added up, and so here the lambda is the tuning parameter that is deciding that how much we want to penalize the flexibility of our machine model. Now we will try to understand this ridge regression by this particular example. Suppose this is y is equals to 0.9 plus 1.2 x1 plus 20 x2 plus 39 x3. Now using the ridge regression technique, regularization technique, we reduced these values, that is 0.9 remained same, but 1.2 we basically reduced it to 0.7, then 20 we reduced it to 2, and 39 it is got reduced to 5. So we have actually reduced the coefficient values, and if the coefficient values are reduced, that then loss function will also be reduced. Now ridge regression, for this ridge regression the equation is equals to loss plus alpha into w to the power 2 or w square, modulus of w square. So basically here this particular loss plus penalty, that total will be equal to the r function, and this particularly basically the equation of the ridge regression. When lambda is equals to 0, the penalty term has no effect, and the estimates produced by the ridge regression will be equal to the least squares. However, lambda tends to infinite, the impact of the shrinkage penalty grows, and the ridge regression coefficient estimates will approach to 0. So as it can be seen that selecting a good value of lambda is critical. If we talk about alpha or lambda, it is one and the same thing, it is actually coefficients only. So here when lambda is equals to 0, the penalty term has no effect, and the estimates produced by the ridge regression will be equal to least squares. However, as lambda tends to infinite, the impact of the shrinkage penalty grows, and the ridge regression coefficient estimates will we can say approach to 0. So it can be seen that selecting a good value of lambda is critical. Cross validation comes in handy for this purpose. Basically the coefficient estimates produced by this method are also known as the L2 norm. The coefficients that are produced by the standard least square methods are scale equivariant, that is if we multiply each input by c, then the corresponding coefficients are scaled by factor of 1 by c. Therefore regardless of how the predictor is scaled, the multiplication of the predictor and the coefficient xj bj remains the same. However, this is not the case with the ridge regression, and therefore we need to standardize the predictors or bring the predictors to the same scale before performing the ridge regression. So basically this is the formula, that is xij upon square root of 1 upon n summation of I is equals to 1 to n xij minus xj modulus whole square. Sorry, xj bar, xij minus xj bar whole square. So this is the equation for the xij, and basically and this particular concept of ridge regression is actually wants to convey that any particular we can say coefficients, if they are reduced, then ultimately the loss function may be reduced. And this particular equation, if we talk about this particular equation or if we talk about this equation also, it is the similar one. If we talk about alpha or if we talk about lambda, both are actually the coefficients, and if we minimize the above function, coefficients already needed to be small. If you have to basically minimize this function, then the coefficients should be smaller ones. So here the similar concept is there, that ridge regression tries to basically reduce the loss function, that is actual value minus predicted value, as I explained over here that this is the actual value and this is the predicted value, then the difference between them is actually the loss function, and this loss function needed to be reduced. This should be reduced because the ultimate motive is to prevent the model from basically getting overfitted, and this loss function plus penalty. Why we are adding this penalty alpha w whole square? Because suppose for example, if there is a particular loss of money or monetary loss occurs to a person, one person due to a because of the second person, one person incurs some monetary loss. So what the second person will do? The second person will give some money amount to that first person, and so as to compensate his loss. So that is penalty actually. So the penalty will basically be added up to the loss function, and finally this will give us the actual regression or the regularized data, and this will also basically reduce the loss function, and we can say that the data values which will be obtained will be lesser ones. Like suppose here 1.2, we have to reduce it to 0.7, 20 to 2, 39 to 5. This is the ultimate motive, that we have to reduce, keep on reducing the values, because actually the values which are being included, those values are going to be used in the data set. And see, if we are using particular values and if those values are very heavy ones, means quite bigger values are there, bigger coefficients are there, like suppose 39 or 399 or 3999, then such type of values if we apply to the 1000 records of data set, then that will be quite cumbersome job, and actually the calculations which will be obtained after the training the machine model, that will not be the correct results which will be obtained. So this is very necessary that this particular ridge regression should be used in the over here, so as to reduce the loss function, and actually this particular we can say the coefficients need to be small. These coefficients which we are talking about, if we talk about alpha, if we talk about lambda, whatever may be the coefficient symbol is, it should be smaller, and it should be keep on reducing. So in this case what will happen is machine model will be prevented from getting overfitted, and due to this avoiding the overfitting problem, the results which will be computational results will be obtained will be very effective ones. See, if we take that particular calculator example, that if we have to calculate 2 into 3, then that is easy, but if we have to calculate 599 into 899, then that is computationally expensive. So basically heavy coefficient values are basically giving the computationally expensive values, and see, suppose 20, it is quite bigger value than 2. So computational we can say work will also be increased for the machine model. So the computational we don't have to increase the computational overhead of the machine, rather we should have to reduce the computational expense and the computational complexity of the machine model. So to reduce the complexity of the machine model, we basically use the regularization techniques and the ridge regression we use. And ridge regression's ultimate motive is to reduce the loss function by actually basically increasing the we can say it basically, if we increase the alpha's value, or the if the we can say if we increase the alpha's value, then loss function will be reduced, coefficient will ultimately be reduced. So this we can actually, this is the inversely proportional concept which I explained over here, that this is basically the inversely proportional concept, and the ultimate loss function, that is actual value minus predicted value, this should be reduced. So here if you want to minimize a particular above function, that is in the ridge regression, here this is the above function, we must reduce the coefficient. So the coefficients need to be smaller ones. So this is about the ridge regression. The ultimate motive of ridge regression is to shrink the data, or we can say to minimize the coefficients or shrink the coefficients so as to reduce the loss function and prevent the model from getting overfitted. The overfitting problem is the major problem generally observed in any particular machine model, because noise or the data points which do not really represent the true properties of the particular data, that learning such data points will make actually the machine model flexible, but it will come with a risk of overfitting. So ridge regression or any type of regularization technique actually shrinks the coefficient estimates towards 0, and we can say that this particular ridge regression or regularization technique discourages that discourages or does not support learning a more complex or flexible model so as to avoid the we can say risk of overfitting. And if the overfitting problem is reduced, or we can say if it is removed, then we can say that a better machine model will basically be resulted. And the noise in the training data should also be we can say it should also not be present in the training data, because noise actually makes or we can say it reduces the loss function. Noise basically directly impacts the loss function. If the noise is there, then the loss function will be more. Regularization comes, this is where the regularization comes in and shrinks or regularizes these learned estimates towards 0. So, we can say that RSS is what? RSS is modified by adding the shrinkage quantity. So, this is how the ridge regression works. This is the basic equation of the ridge regression, and so this was all about the regularization techniques. That is, here we studied about the ridge regression. So, a regularization technique is very important for any particular machine model, so as to avoid the problem of the we can say overfitting problem or the risk of overfitting problem. And here it makes or increases the model's interpretability, and this is how the regularization technique works. And here also we have to shrink the coefficient estimates towards 0. This is how the regularization works, shrinking the coefficient estimates towards 0. So, this was all about the regularization. Thank you.